Education is the key to everything. Everything in life, not everything but sex, everything but drugs, but everything. The more you know, the better off you are because the more power you have. So when parents send their kids to school, it's to learn as much as they can. And so when they get in situations, then they know what to do. I see lots of people, even in college age, who come up after me after talks and they ask me, well, my boyfriend told me that if we have sex in the river or standing up in the shower, then I can't get pregnant. That the pill protects you from STDs, is that true? That I can't get pregnant the first time I have sex, is that true? So these are obviously women who, again, do not know the real facts. If you don't know the truth, that's a lot easier than for people to take advantage of you. Again, in any situation, we're not only talking about sex now. So what happens is that abstinence, there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with the abstinence message, but it's not enough. Because just saying no, one, it's very difficult. Because as you know, in the real world, the older you get, the more complicated things become. It's not a matter of black and white, there's mostly gray. And so what happens is that if we are not giving the students the tools necessary to protect themselves, both physically, again, how to use a condom, but mentally, emotionally, how to stand up for yourself, how to feel good about yourself, how to convince someone that you do not want to have sex, how to stick to your boundaries. Or if you do want to have sex and you want to use a condom and your partner does not, then how do you convince them? And it's not a matter of yes, no, of, you know, I'm right and you're wrong. It's a matter of communication. So we have to instill in people this sense that, one, they are worthy of protection, they are good people who are worth something, but two, that, again, that ability to negotiate. First of all is when to talk is most important, because what people end up doing is talking when they're already in bed, when the lights are off, when they're already maybe a little drunk or high, because maybe either one or both are nervous, so they drink or get high to reduce that nervousness. And again, the hormones are raging. So what happens is people don't know that one moment to take out the condom. You know, is this the right moment? Is that the right moment? Or maybe I should wait a little bit. And people wait and push off because they don't think there's that right moment without, you know, ruining the romantic atmosphere. And so they end up not talking about it. They don't take out the condom. So what I recommend is people then talk about sex not in bed. That's the worst place you can talk about sex is in bed. What we should be doing is talking about these things before we get in bed.
I've been thinking, we've been getting a lot closer lately, and I'm worried that sex is going to be a problem issue.
Why is sex going to be a problem? You're just too scared to get close.
I'm not. I just rather wait till later on in our relationship to have sex. Maybe I want to wait till after I get married.
It's a long time. I've been thinking a lot about you lately, too.
I've been thinking about you, too. How do you feel about using condoms?
Well, I don't have that much experience. I've never used a condom. And besides, if we were going to have sex, you'd be on the pill or use a contraceptive.
Well, I don't have a prescription right now. And besides, the pill's not going to protect me against AIDS.
If I had to use a condom, I mean, where would I keep it? In my pocket? In my wallet? If I was going to put it on, I'd be too embarrassed to put it on in front of you.
Well, if you're not concerned about my protection, I guess we're not going to have sex.
I thought you'd like me for being myself. I'm so disappointed.
Well, what if I carried the condoms? I could help you put one on if you wanted.
That's a good idea. You can keep them with you and you can help me put it on and make me feel kind of sexy.
That's what we'll do then.
I'm glad that discussion's over with. Let's go for a walk.
Okay.
For me, I'm very assertive, so there is no negotiation. It's either my way or leave, basically. And if they can't abide by that, or if they say, you know, if they say that, well, why don't we do this then? That's fine. I mean, I'm flexible, don't get me wrong, you know. But if I can negotiate, I will. If I can't negotiate, if they say, no, I want to do it this way, no, sorry, see you, goodbye.
Since I was about 14 when I became active, I've been kind of the condom boy, I guess, because basically I did catch chlamydia when I was 14, and you know, there's that 80% that has no symptoms and, you know, you don't even know they have it, and then there's that wonderful 20% that has all these wonderful symptoms, and I was part of the lucky 20%, so ever since then I've been real safe and real, you know, always condoms on hand, usually have them with me when I was sleeping on the street and hanging out, you know, when I was a homeless kid in Minneapolis. And I was pretty much, anybody who was going to get laid, it was like, Mike, you know, you got condoms? Yeah, of course, you know. Passing them out in Uptown, all that kind of stuff. And, you know, I've always been pretty safe, but I really, since that happened, I really cinched down on it.
Well, myself personally, I'm not as sexually active as I used to be, but I do use a condom. And when that situation does arise, I have a lot of friends that say, well, ask them if they're positive and then we'll use a condom. Well, I disagree with that entire concept. You need to use a condom all the time, and I tell everybody that.
So using condoms and realize that maybe we can't do anything about those other millions of people out there in the country, in the world, but we can do something about ourselves. We do have control over what goes into our body, and to never let anyone take control away from us, which, again, people do in relationships where, again, they let the other person decide yes or no what goes into their body. Back to that negotiation, many people ask their partners, honey, can we use a condom? Question mark, which lets the other person decide yes or no what goes into their body. What they should be saying then instead would be, honey, if we're going to have sex, we're going to screw, we're going to use a condom, period. My body, my decisions, you take that or leave it.